Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. This is your host, JC, Everyday Thoughts. Everyone gathered around should be a good one today. Today's topic is the Gentleman Code. I finally wrote my first book. It's called The Gentleman Code. It's now on Amazon. And the reason why I wrote this book is because I wanted to give a guideline as far as men and women, as far as like what a gentleman is, how he acts, how he treats himself, how he treats other people around him. And one thing I noticed in society, you see a lot of men being a lot of abusive towards women, mentally abusive to them, physically abusive to them. And I'm not really for all that. So I'm like, hey, it's something I've talked about in the past, been talked about gentlemen, principles of gentlemen. But I'm like, hey, let me go write me a book so people can actually know or hear my side about what a gentleman acts, how he acts like, how he handles himself, how does he, hold himself accountable. And that's what this book is all about. The thing about a gentleman is that he's always generous, he's always kind, and that's who he is 24/7. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't get out of character, and there's no mask that he puts on. Because a lot of men, when they go out there and they date women, they have on a mask, meaning like they'll try to pretend to be this nice, genuine guy, stand-up guy, and then once a few months in later, after he's done dating her or after he's already had sex with her, then he pulls the mask off him, and that's not what a gentleman does. I mean, a gentleman is always going to be kind, courteous. He's going to date with a purpose. He's not going to date just to have sex with a woman. I mean, my thing is, you date with a purpose, and another thing is, sex shouldn't be on the table for me personally, because one thing, I'm married, and also two, I always believe in no sex before marriage. But everybody's core values are different. I mean, some people want to have sex, premarital sex. I mean, I'm not for it, but it's each his own. Everybody's grown. But like I said, if you do have sex, I mean, a gentleman is not supposed to kiss and tell. You're not supposed to put your business out on social media, people, your friends, your colleagues at work. You're not supposed to be private. It's supposed to be something that you guys share together. That's not what a gentleman do. A gentleman is going to make sure he walks on the outside of the sidewalk for protection. He's going to make sure if he's dating you, he's going to try to get reservation. He's going to make sure he pull the door open for you, pull your chair open for you. He's going to make sure that at the end of the day, he's making sure that you got home safe, 10, 15 minutes, or he's going to make sure he walks you to your car, etc. That's what a gentleman is. That's what a gentleman is all about. And also, too, like I said, a gentleman is not going to raise his voice. He's not going to get angry with you. Or he does get angry, he's not going to be very violent towards you. Or if he does have an issue with you or vice versa, it's going to be handled privately, not really around a lot of people, because privacy is something that's key to a gentleman. So that's something that a lot of men tend to not realize, is that you can't be cursing your woman out, you can't be embarrassing her, whether you're publicly or privately. You have to remain consistent at all times. And that's one thing about what a gentleman is all about. And also, too, in one of the chapters, too, is about, a man is about his finances, making sure he's financially available, meaning he has money saved in different categories for emergencies, maybe, medical, maybe surgery. It may come up, maybe, your car break down, he has money for that. Like, you have to, when you're a gentleman, you have to make sure that you have money to cover emergencies, not just for like play money. All that's good and fine every now and then, especially with the holidays coming up. But you want to have money, that's saved in the banks for any kind of occasion. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, a gentleman is gonna make sure he dates you with a purpose. Call you if he gonna call you at a reasonable time, maybe 8, 9 o'clock in the afternoon or evening. He's not gonna call you 2, 3 o'clock in the morning talking about, I'm lonely, I need somebody to talk to. Like, no, that's unacceptable. You know what I'm saying? Have boundaries. He's gonna set boundaries with whoever he's dating. You know what I'm saying? A gentleman is gonna make sure he's well kept. You know what I'm saying? Always make sure he gets some fresh shave here every now and then. Every 2 weeks, I say. Make sure he's looking presentable, because my thing is, as a gentleman, you understanding that you never know who you're gonna run into, and you always have to look presentable for whoever you're dealing with. And that's the one thing about being a gentleman. You have to make sure that you're presentable at all times. You never know who you're going to run into at the grocery store, at the gym, just walking. You know what I'm saying? And don't get me wrong. You know what I'm saying? When he's out there, when he may have an argument with his girl, but you know, so he tries to diffuse the situation. If he needs to walk, if he needs to get out the house for a few seconds, for a few minutes, for a few hours, then he's going to do that. But the one thing he's not going to do is not going to put his hands on you. That's not what gentlemen do. They don't get abusive towards you, visually, you know, calling you out your name. Cause that's not what I'm all about. You know what I'm saying? Me personally, I'm a godly man. I'm a husband. I'm a father. I'm a son. So I have to be cautious of how I talk and treat my wife and my daughter. So that's how I've always had something true to me. But yeah, though, like I said, that's just basically what the whole gist of what the book is about. You know, really a woman's dating guide and how to find Mr. Right. You know, what kind of characteristics. I mean, it's not really about how much money he got, how tall he is. That's good. That's cool on the surface, but really want someone who genuinely cares about you, praying over you, make sure he has your best interests at heart. You know, because a lot of times you're out here dating, you're like, man, I don't know what I want to, what is a man? You know, I don't know what his angle is. I mean, a gentleman don't have a hidden agenda. I mean, he want to be with you, he want to date you, want to marry you, he want to walk you down the aisle, he want to walk side by side with you. He's not trying to just date and just play house for 4 or 5, 10 years. Like, that's not what a gentleman is all about. You know, you guys are dating, you guys feel like, you know, he's feeling like, okay, I don't like her, or you don't feel like we're moving in the same direction. And guess what? He's going to like, hey, let me bounce, because this is not what I don't feel like we have the same vision, we don't have the same core values. And like I said, it's better for me to leave now than to just stay in a marriage or a situation that I feel like it's not benefiting both of us. You know, you have to be careful, you have to be selfless, you know, when you're a gentleman. And you always got to be giving. You know, we personally love to give back to homeless shelters, give back to kids, and also too, me volunteering. Me volunteering at my church is very powerful as well too. That's what I'm trying to do. That's what my wife and I were trying to do. We're trying to give back to the church, give back to God. Recently got baptized, so that's been very exciting for me too. And that's one thing I kind of think about too. You know, leaving an impactful legacy of trying to be the best husband, father possible for my daughter to represent. And I can't do that if I'm not well right, I'm not treating her right, I'm not treating my wife right, correctly, I'm not loving her like God expects me to love her. So that's what gentleman is all about. You know, I mean, it's not about you know, being mean, being disrespectful. That's not what I'm all about. I'm all about kindness, courtesy, and that's how I was raised. You know, that's kind of how my backbone is. You know, I'm not gonna argue with you, I'm not gonna fuss with you. We can agree to disagree, but me putting my hands on you, me talking down at you, me talking behind your back, no, that's not what gentleman is all about. And now that's one thing that women gotta realize is that a man loves you, he gonna try to be with you, and he gonna try to make things work with you. But a lot of times, a woman usually don't know what a good man is. And like I said, the men, we're doing a bad job, poor representation of what a good man is, because we're being very having mixed signals. Like you say, you want her, but then you're not really being the man for her when she needs you the most. So that's all I have to say. But yeah, though, like I said, this book is on Amazon. I'll have the link in the description box where you can, you know, you can just check it out. You know, like I said, it's a good read, getting a lot of good reviews on it. And like I said, that's what I'm all about, giving back to people, trying to make sure everybody is well enough kept. You know, I'm always the type of person that's gonna pick the phone up. I'm gonna call family members, people I haven't talked to 2 or 3 years. I'm gonna swing by an old place I used to work at, I used to do business with, and that's what I'm all about. You know, generating, building communities. That's one thing that my church talk about. You know, building families, building cultures, and that's what I'm all about. You know, leaving nothing. And I mean nothing. I'm not trying to leave anything when I leave. You know, when it's my time, that's it. I'm not gonna have no kind of regrets or nothing for me being a husband, me being a father. I'm going after everything, and that's my motivation, being the best I can be possible that God has suited for me. But yeah, though, like I gotta say, like I said, that's all I gotta say for today. I mean, make sure you check me out. Make sure you check me out on Amazon. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, whatever. Like I said, a gentleman code. Like I said, it's one of the best sellers. You know, you got hot and ready. You gotta get it. You know what I mean? You know, so it's real educational. Men and women, they both can learn from it. You know, as a man, you can learn, you know, what kind of behavior you can do to, you know, attract a good woman. And then as a woman, you kind of can see when you're dating what kind of red flags you can see in a man that you may not disagree, you may agree or disagree with. But yeah, though, that's all I have to say. You know, until next time, I'm out. JC, Everyday Thoughts.